Hello and welcome to Wheelbase Club once again, and some great racing action. We go to Castle Combe for both the Pageant Performance Saloons and the Porsche 924s. Then the prodigious young teenagers are at it again, T-Cars at Snetterton. And some great archive footage, the 1950s at Prescott.
The Formula Colway Porsche 924 Championship is one of the cheapest and also the best supported one-make categories in the UK. It's come a long way since its early days of just a handful of cars. The cars are cheap to get hold of, they're economical to run. There's a very full grid of them, over 20 here at Castle Combe. The series, the brainchild of one man, Jeff May.
Jeff May, coordinator of the Formula Colway Porsche Championship. Can you tell us a little bit about the championship?
Yeah, the championship was designed to bring within the Porsche world a cheap and cheerful form of Porsche racing. And the 924, we're now into our 9th year of this championship, and that's what I would say. Equally, we don't have a committee that runs it, it's run by a democratic dictator, and that system works, I can assure you.
How would any of our viewers, if they wanted to come and race Porsches with you, how would they get involved?
Well, what we ask people to do is really come to a race meeting and talk to the competitors themselves. That's important. We live off the second-hand parts market of 924s. We say a donor car shouldn't cost you more than £500. The guy who won it last year cost him £4,500 to win the championship. Last weekend, or the last race, there were 5 people within 0.3 of a second in the qualifying, and today there were 8 people under the lap record in qualifying. We say it's a legal, honest playing field that we play on.
And Martin Wood was the pole position man after the qualifying session. Regular frontrunner Keith Penman lining up second and Sean Richardson third on the grid. Reigning champion Mark McAleer starting on the inside of row 2. There is Martin Wood's car, 323 grid. You don't see that very often these days in club racing, but you do here at Castle Combe as the lights go to green. And away they go, down towards Avon Rise for the first time. Now, although this championship's only been going for a few years, cast your minds right back, 1978, there was 1 year of Porsche 924 racing. Tony Dron was the man to beat them, and the cars make their way up towards the fast right-hander of Quarry for the first time, and Martin Wood gets all sideways there. Good start by Sean Richardson, but Martin Wood scrabbles his way through. Sean Richardson's black car with the pink wheels tucks in second place as they make their way now up towards Old Paddock for the first time. They go in towards the S's then. One of these new complex of corners put in a couple of years ago to try and make the circuit a little bit slower and a little bit safer. And here now, Martin Wood is the man in charge as they turn their way into the right-hander of Old Paddock. Martin Wood, who's been racing in the category for a while, won a couple of races last year, has been very quick all season as well, making his way now on towards the right-hander of Tower. Martin Wood, third in the championship at the moment. He needs another good crop of points this weekend to get himself right back in contention. Mark McAleer, reigning champion, championship leader, second in the race as the cars swing their way out of town for the first time. They're going through number 18, Colin Ingram. Many drivers new to motorsport coming into this championship and remain loyal to the category. They have a good time, good cheap racing, and here at Castle Combe, in front of a very big bank holiday crowd, down towards the very fast right-hander of Camp Corner. They come to complete lap 1. Martin Wood chucks the car in, catches it, and powers out of the corner now. Up across the line he goes, being chased hard by Mark McAleer in second place. Sean Richardson going with them at the moment in third as they make their way up Avon Rise. Other people to look for in this. John Wolfe, another regular front runner. Well, he was relatively well up on the grid, 7th, but he's still got a fair bit of work to do in the race itself. Leaders turning their way out of the S's. Martin Wood, it is, in charge. Now, can Mark McAleer do anything about it? Martin Wood going through. He's got, what, 3 or 4 cars' lengths advantage between himself and the rest of them. Good battles here, coming towards the look side by side into Quarry. Just squeezing around the outside there. Number 31 is Robert Sartain, accelerating his way now out of the corner. Now the experienced pair of Martin Wood and Mark McAleer, the top 2, turning their way now through Tower. Sean Richardson trying to go with them there as best he can. And they're going through in 4th place is Keith Penman. The Cartec UK racing back car starting now as they go into bobbies to close a little bit. Accelerating their way through the right, left, and then right-handers back down towards the right-hander of Camp. And look at the way that the blue car there of Mark McAleer is going. Right on the tail of the race leader Martin Wood. This championship sponsored by Formula Colway. All the cars running on Colway remoulded tyres, and a great advert for the product it is, because the racing is as quick and as hard as anywhere. Here they come, down towards Camp. The top 2 together now. Martin Wood just ahead of Mark McAleer. Tyres squealing as they turn their way out of camp and go up across the line. So Martin Wood heading towards us. The Lodge sports car fending off Richmond's Mark McAleer. And everybody else now trying to find somebody to battle against. In the main, they're all pretty busy. There's a spin there. Spinning coming out of Bobby's. That is the lady interest in the race. Stephanie Eacock, somebody else rejoining there, having gone offline. Stephanie Eacock's EMC engines tuned car should be able to rejoin, albeit a long way back. There she is, back in the race, up through the gears and carries on. Now Mark McAleer in the meantime is all over the back of Martin Wood's car like a rash. Now look at him, trying to find a way through out of Old Paddock, up towards the tower they go. The two of them almost nose to tail now. That's to swing their way into the corner. Is there a gap on the inside? Well, no, not really. Mark McAleer thought about it, realised that it was only going to do damage to the car if he forced his way through there. Has a look on the inside at Bobby's, still can't find a way past, door closed. Great race between these two, Martin Wood and Mark McAleer, the reigning champion, underlining exactly why he is the champion and of course the championship leader. You get 50 points for a win in this championship. The gap between McAleer and Martin Wood at the moment is 50 points, so they come across the line. A win here will be important for Wood, but really he needs Mark McAleer not to score. Other battles making their way on through Old Paddock. The 924 is not the quickest of cars, an average lap time around here, 78 miles an hour. Pretty quick, not the quickest of categories though to race in UK motorsport, but what it does give is very good close racing, and there is the proof, side by side almost, coming up towards the S's. They're having a look on the inside. Was Mark McAleer, but he couldn't find a way through. Novice Cross, you see there on the back. Proof that more drivers being encouraged into this championship. The cars plenty around, easy to pick up. They don't cost a fortune to run. There are lots of spare parts around. And the car now, what, 22 years old, if not older. Number 45 turning through. Martin Wood, still the man in charge, but look at the way Mark McAleer is going. Absolutely breathing down his neck now. The two of them nose to tail once more. Down they come towards the right-hander of camp. Mark McAleer really running out of time now if he wants to get through. They make their way into the braking area. Is this going to give him a chance to find a way past? No, Martin Wood swings across there, covers the line. Accelerates now, up out of the corner. Over the line he goes. All the time he's looking at the laps to go board and looking in his mirrors to see how close Mark McAleer is. Sliding the car through there up at Sartane. Lots of tyre squeal, abusing Colway's best as the leaders make their way up towards Quarry once again. Now they're looking third place now is Keith Penman at the expense of Sean Richardson. If anything, I think Sean Richardson dropping back down the field, being attacked now by John Wolfe and also James Neal going well. There go the leaders, squealing the tyres out of Quarry, and the gap's opened up again between the top two. For whatever reason, maybe Mark McAleer carried too much speed into the corner and washed out wide, but you can see now that Martin Wood is pulling away once more. Making their way into Old Paddock. Martin Wood hugs that inside line right the way round the corner. They're going through tower, number 7, Granville Rodney, and behind him there is Stephanie Eacock. Remember, we saw Stephanie have a spin earlier on. She's trying to catch up once again and also take penultimate place off Granville Rodney. There go the race leaders though. Still Martin Wood fending off Mark McAleer. The rest of the field come pouring through camp. Huge crowd here at Castle Combe, a circuit which always attracts big crowds, but particularly at a bank holiday. Castle Combe, a circuit with an atmosphere like no other. Even if you don't like motor racing, you still go to Castle Combe on a bank holiday because you have a great day out. Howard Strawford and his team have done a lot of work to build up the success of this circuit. They're going through is Martin Wood, comes across the line. He's still somehow being able to fend off Mark McAleer. Side by side there, squeezing their way into Quarry and a spin. Number 27, Charles Winterholder, went up the inside, took a place off Roger Tanner and then lost it. The back followed him round. The car swapped ends and that drops Charles Winterholder now down into 19th place. A rather costly spin there. It also happened pretty close to the race leaders. You can see the headlights on Mark McAleer's car. They're picking their way now up through the S's, making their way on towards Old Paddock. This championship a real credit to Jeff May, who has worked very hard over the last few years, along with Chris Millard, the two of them running the Porsche Racing Drivers Association, and they are the two people that have helped build up this championship. One or two cars have gone off to race in other classic Porsche championships now, but even so, a good hardcore of drivers giving good racing, and again the top two, possibly helped by the traffic, are nose to tail as they swing their way down towards the S's. They're going through is number 30. The third place man, Keith Penman, but just look at the leaders now. They could barely be closer, lapping the slower cars. Is there going to be a gap on the inside for Mark McAleer? They dive their way now down towards Camp Corner. Very fast corner, only for the brave this, swinging their way through. Another slower car to negotiate Roger Tanner, and up across the line they go with Martin Wood still fending off Mark McAleer. They make their way now down towards Avon Rise, then they will swoop up, heading towards Quarry. Everywhere so far that Mark McAleer has tried, he has been repelled by Martin Wood, who has always got the answer. There they go now, up towards Quarry. McAleer tries the outside line into the corner. Look at the way that Martin Wood is right on the limit there. The car trying to break away. The tyres again being really punished as they hurl them right-handed now out of Quarry. Up they go towards the S's. Mark McAleer once more looking on the inside line. Can he level with Martin Wood? No, he can't. He can get only so close. And then after that, the door is permanently slammed in his face. Nose to tail once more. Through Earl Paddock now. The run through Hammerdown, then towards Tower. They're going through number 21. That's Simon Small. Simon currently running in 14th place overall. The top two are, you know what I'm going to say, nose to tail. They have been raced long, and Mark McAleer is right back under that little rear spoiler on the back of Martin Wood's car, looking for a way past. The rest of the field there, turning their way through Earl Paddock, as now up towards Camp Corner. Is Martin Wood going to be able to hang on to win? Well, Mark McAleer looks quicker this time. Here they come, making their way down to the right-hander. McAleer tries the inside, can't do it. Tries the outside, can't do it. Looks back at the inside as they come into the corner. Still can't find a gap. Over the line they go now. Number 45, Martin Wood, within a very, very wide car. Takes the checkered flag first. Martin Wood wins. Second over the line, Mark McAleer. The gap at the flag, just 53 hundredths of a second, with Keith Penman finishing third ahead of John Wolfe. But a great drive by Martin Wood.
So Martin Wood, congratulations, winner of the Porsche race here at Castle Combe today. I understand you had a bit of a moment on the first lap.
Absolutely. The lad from third place, Sean, got the jump on both of us. Going into the first corner, I went down the inside of him, left the braking far too late, and was just from one side to the other trying to stop the car, but it worked.
You've been doing quite well in these series, and you've been explaining to me about a joker system that the championship uses.
That's right. At any one time, any meeting during the year, you can play what's your joker card, which gives you, wherever you finish, you get double points. So it's important that race you finish well. I've played it today.